DJ Turbo T and
DJ Mix It Up Maddie.
Here for a special, very special presentation with a very special guest. He is a swimmer, 16 years old, qualified for the Olympic trials.
Pretty impressive.
That's a big resume already. So let's get to know the man. Let's get to know Mr. Reece Whitley. You hear the words, qualifies for Olympic trials at 16.
Yeah, I try not to think about my age too much. But, you know, when I get a chance to kind of reflect on, you know, how far I've come in the sport, I think it is pretty cool that, you know, I get to say that I'm going to be one of the youngest competitors at this meet. I think it'll be myself and I only think 4 other 16-year-olds out there, so should be fun. I'm looking forward to it this summer. I always enjoyed, you know, just being in water. And, you know, I never really was a land type, you know, so when I got in the pool for the first time, I loved it. I actually failed a deep water test when I was 7 years old, and you know, my mom got me lessons. But, you know, as lessons turned into practice and practice became every day throughout the week, I enjoyed it more and more, and I just kind of stuck with it. I was 10 years old, just kind of a regular meet in season, and, you know, I swam really like a really fast 50 breaststroke, and I was like, okay, like I could do this. And, you know, I've come to really love this stroke. It's the weird stroke. That's, you know, it's the stroke that most people can't do, and that's kind of why I like doing it.
I think I'd put butterfly up there with the weird
Up
stroke.
there, yeah.
It's really hard stroke. It just like
Butterfly definitely puts me at the bottom of the pool some practices, but
and along with training also comes the eating. And
Yeah,
I know
for
swimmers,
sure.
you guys eat a ridiculous amount of food.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
what's your daily diet?
Crabs. Really?
Crab.
Ooh,
I love
interesting.
seafood. That's such a good
Interesting.
pick.
Power bars have got to be, you know, a major key for me pre-race. But yeah, just a lot of Cliff Bars too. Those are my favorite.
We noticed that you've done a lot of community outreach.
Yeah.
What do you do in your spare time when you're not watching Netflix?
If I had to be honest, you know, napping, sleeping. But you know, I really enjoy, you know, spending time with little kids. You know, if they have a question for me, you know, their minds are endless.
Being on Sports Illustrated for kids, like,
Yeah.
what has that been like, that ride?
It's been incredible. You know, I can't thank Sports Illustrated enough for kind of changing my life in a sense, because, you know, I've gotten to do stuff like this now. And, you know, I have something to talk about, you know, besides breaking records in the pool. Just kind of that process was something really fun to go through, you know, kind of a public figure that can represent the sport was something that was really cool to be a part of.
You were saying that you got to meet Michael Phelps and you met some of these famous swimmers
Yeah.
in meets that you've done, and you were telling us that you tied with him
Oh, yeah, I
at
did.
15. So tell us a little bit about that.
There will never be another Michael Phelps. I mean, he has done so much for the sport of swimming, and, you know, I'm just kind of living, you know, in the era behind him. So, you know, if anything, I'd like to be the first Reece Whitley because, you know, there's not another Michael Phelps who I think, you know, will ever exist. It was actually this past summer at U.S. Nationals in San Antonio, and it was the 200-meter breaststroke, my best event, and, you know, going into the meet, pre-meet psych sheets, you know, I saw his name right there in the bunch, so I was kind of shocked because that's not something that he normally does, but I guess it was kind of just a training event for him. I'm a competitive kid, you know, so even if, you know, I get second to the greatest of all time, I'm not going to like it. So I swam my race, and, you know, it was a great time for me. I dropped a lot of time, and, you know, it was a national age group record for 15 and 16-year-olds, so, you know, I was feeling myself after that race. Bob Bowman, Michael Phelps' coach, comes over, and he's like, you know, you guys tied, right? And I was kind of like, wow, man, like, come on, you can do better than that, Michael. Like, come on, man.
Wow.
But no, that was really cool. But we tied right to the 100th, so that'll be something that I keep with me for the rest of my life. I mean, how many people can say that they tied the greatest of all time?
Yeah.
Reece, thank you so much, Kaylin.
It's good
Thank
stuff.
you
Thank you for having me.
Well, it was fun talking
It's
with
a lot of
you.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Galaxy 51.